Hey everyone, welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it is all horror all the time. Now before we dive into this Scream 5 breakdown, please smash that thumbs up button on this video right now. It really helps the channel and it also helps other Scream fans find this update. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, hey, what are you waiting for? This is the time to do it. Click that subscribe button and the bell icon to ensure you'll be notified the moment I post all future Scream 5 and other horror movie content. Okay everyone, in this video I'm going to examine the character of Dewey Riley and discuss what his fate may or may not be in Scream 5. They just released a new trailer featurette that gives us some new images of Dewey, so I am including those in this video. So we will look at the most current information we have from all sources to see what they tell us, to see if we can find some possible clues as to Dewey's outcome in this film. So we're going to explore the original trailer, the current featurette, and other marketing materials as well. So let's start though, before we get into the trailer content, let's go back to the point where the studio began marketing Scream 5. And it was back in September. Remember, we saw this really big first marketing campaign begin, and it was with the Airbnb partnership. So they announced that the studio had teamed up with Airbnb to host a special event at the actual house used in Scream 1, that's Stu Macher's home. And the entire finale of Scream 1 was filmed on location and outside the house here on site. So it's legendary, isn't it, in the Scream universe? Stu's house is legendary for that final sequence in Scream 1. And the event was insane. Dewey actually showed up, David Arquette, at the event to greet the lucky few members who were able to secure bookings, and they shot video commercials even promoting it ahead of time, and also took some publicity pictures of Dewey, both inside and outside of the house. So it was a really big deal. It was the first thing we finally got that was like legit marketing, and Dewey's face was in all of it. It was all over the place. It was great. Now, most recently, we see David Arquette promoting the Ghostface TikTok text-to-voice feature. And here we see David Arquette posting on his TikTok feed using the Ghostface feature. And this was not on the studio Twitter. This is not, or TikTok, excuse me. This was not the Paramount TikTok. This was his personal account. And he's out there promoting the movie just on his own initiative and getting his face out there to talk about Scream 5. And you should definitely check out, by the way, that TikTok video if you haven't seen it. It's pretty cool. So, also, most recently too, in addition to that, we're seeing interviews, like tons of interviews. I don't know if you've seen them yet, but he is making the rounds, David is, on daytime talk shows, on online shows about Scream 5, and I've seen several actually of his appearances talking about the movie and then remembering Wes Craven and just telling some great stories. It was really fun to watch and informative. But before we even discuss the trailer content, we're already seeing that David Arquette has become the face of the movie from a marketing perspective. You know, they could have chosen any of the cast to host that Airbnb, for example. You know, it could have been even one of the cast members, new cast members that the studio wanted to feature, or it could have been Neve Campbell or Courtney Cox, but they chose David to be the featured face for the movie in the promotional materials. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, Stephen, why is this important? You know, what can we take from this that would possibly help us be in a better position to predict what's going to happen? Well, later in the video, I'm actually going to explain why Dewey being the face divorced from Gail. He could be separated, but I'm going to say divorced. Number 2, Dewey is no longer the sheriff or a police officer in any capacity. And number 3, Dewey is most likely at a very low point in his life, and he's living on the edge, and dare I say, even reckless abandon in regards to his own safety. You know, as we see him going after Ghostface in the hospital, he's got this look on his face, and it's not fear, as we saw in Scream 1. Remember when he went into Stu's house at the end finale part, and he's got his gun drawn? He was practically panicking when he's walking in there looking terrified at the end. And now he looks like he just does not care. In other words, he's over it. He has no more fear in him. He's been exhausted. It's over. So when Sam and the group, go to him for help, I think he's primed and he's looking for an outlet for his frustration and possibly his anger even that's built up over, the past few years because of where his life is at this point. And he looks determined and ticked off as he reloads that pistol, even as he's walking towards Ghostface. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's dropping the shell casings out and reloading, not while he's stopped, but while he's still advancing to Ghostface. Like again, it's like this fearless, reckless abandon that we're seeing here. And so he could be thinking, or feeling, hey, I've lost my wife, I retired, I lost my job, I don't care what happens to me. All I'm going to do is focus on killing whoever's behind this mask, even if it cost him his own life. Now, I really think all these things show us some nonverbal and verbal clues that are attempting to prepare us for the outcome of the movie in relation to Dewey. But there's another reason I believe this is true. So earlier I mentioned the Airbnb and TikTok promotions of the movie and how David Arquette has basically become the marketing face of the film. Now the reason that matters is because think back to Scream 1. Who was the marketing face of the film's promotional efforts? It was Drew Barrymore. That's right, Drew Barrymore was the face of Scream 1 in the marketing. And what happened to her character, Casey Becker? Well, only the most legendary opening kill sequence of any horror movie. She was killed in the first 20 minutes of the movie, 15 to 20 minutes, and that was that. And so when you consider what we see in the trailer about his potential circumstances, his darker and more apparent grittiness than we've ever seen before, and those hospital scenes where he's fighting Ghostface with reckless abandonment, not at all being afraid, and him being the featured face of the promotions thus far, as they have did with Drew Barrymore in Scream 1. If you put all this together, I believe it makes a strong cumulative case that this will unfortunately be Dewey's final Scream film, and he will likely be killed at some point in the middle or in towards the end of the movie. That's my guess. Now, I do not want him to be killed, but all of these things, they just keep adding up, and they stack on top of each other, and I cannot get that feeling to go away. I've tried. Every day I wake up, I'm like, let me please not feel like he's going to die today, but I just can't shake it. And if I'm correct and Dewey is going to be killed, here's my hope. I hope that the Radio Silence team will have him dying a hero's death, not just, in a random attack or a trap attack, whatever. No. I want to see him taking on Ghostface and ultimately dying to save someone else, So he gives his life to save another character. And if they do it that way, I'll understand it, and it will follow what he's always known and always done, which is what? Dewey cares about others. He is hardwired to protect people. Dewey has a lot of heart. Even if he is darker and grittier, he still has that heart in him. And this type of death, it would honor his character. And it would honor Wes Craven's design of who Dewey is to be that fighter, protector, caring about other people, putting them first, all those things. Now, having said that, again, I'm on the record right now in saying I really hope Dewey survives the movie. And just when we think he's dead, here he comes out again on that stretcher. Wouldn't that be great, or he's laying in a hospital bed and he's recovering yet again, barely surviving, and he's still alive. That's my hope. It is. But I just don't think in this movie that will be the case. I think they are going a different direction. And unfortunately, Dewey will not make it past this film. That's my gut feeling, guys. So guys, listen, that's really what I wanted to share with you today. And I'm really looking forward to reading your comments and ideas and your theories on this. Do you think Dewey will survive Scream 5? Like I hope he does. Or do you think he is going to die, as I suspect he will? And do you think something altogether different? Do you think maybe he's involved in the killings. Like he's a mastermind, or maybe there's a shocking ending coming that Dewey is completely turned to the dark side and is behind all this stuff. I want to know your thoughts. So right now, leave your comments below in this video down below, and I want to chat with you. Let's get a discussion going. I love how you guys are so awesome with your theories and ideas that you put on these videos. I enjoy the engagement. I enjoy the conversations we have. And, you know, your theories are just fantastic. Some great ideas. So I look forward to hearing from you in the comments below. Well, guys, that's it for this update. I will be back soon with more Scream 5 and other horror movie content that is in the works that's not Scream related, but I hope you'll enjoy it. But in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it is all horror all the time. Thank you for watching.